Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day today. My name's Trevor Palmer.
My name is Angela Chuck.
And we are owners of South Atlanta CrossFit. And welcome to our YouTube channel. All right guys, so we're gonna talk to you about the presses that we do in CrossFit. We have the strict press or shoulder press. We have the push press. And we also have the push jerk or split jerk. So the first one we're going to talk about today is the strict press or shoulder press. This is the foundation of all our presses. So Angela here is going to demonstrate a good strict shoulder press. So she brings the bar up, as we call in that rack position. Her stance is going to be just underneath her hips, right? This is a powerful stance to be in. Her spine, everything is nice and stacked. Her grip is going to be just outside her shoulders. Elbows are slightly in front. And the reason we want to have those elbows slightly in front is to balance that barbell as she presses through the motion, okay? Notice how the bar sits on the shoulders. It's not actually in her hands. That's super important because we want the barbell to be supported by the body, not the wrists, okay? So as she presses, she's gonna keep her core nice and tight. She's gonna squeeze her legs. Everything's gonna be nice and locked out. And she's gonna drive that barbell straight up and drive her head through as she finishes. Come back down. She's gonna do a couple more reps so you guys can see how that bar path goes. Good. All the way back down. As she presses, notice she locks those arms out. She's nice and straight. And that is a good strict shoulder press.
Okay, so Trevor's gonna take his turn with the barbell now. For the strict press or the shoulder press, this is one of my favorite exercises for strength building because it purely relies on the strength of the shoulder and the support. It purely relies on the strength of the shoulder and the support from the core. There's no movement in the lower body, so we're not bending our knees and using the legs to drive the barbell up. Instead, it's just the strength of the shoulders. So from here, he's going to initiate that press by moving his head back, and then the barbell path will be in a straight line until he locks out and the elbows are fully locked out and the shoulders are pressing up towards the ears. And also there is a lot of tension in the midsection. And abs, I feel abs. Now he's gonna come back down and relax. And then he can go for one more, again, just pure strength, going all the way overhead. As you can see, the bicep is kind of in line with the ear, and he's got the rib cage tucked down, glutes squeezed and legs squeezed, but again, no movement in the lower body.
All right, to continue with our press series, we're going to talk about the push press. So we talked about the strict or shoulder press in the last video. So this video, we're gonna talk about the push press. Now we're gonna start incorporating the legs and the hips to help push that weight overhead. So Angela here is gonna demonstrate a good push press. So she, again, brings that bar into that rack position. She's got her feet directly underneath her hips. Her hands are just outside of her shoulders. And she's going to have those elbows slightly in front of that bar because we want to engage that shoulder. Now, as she initiates this push press, she's gonna dip, and then she's gonna drive with the hips and knees, and then finish with the shoulders overhead. Notice the locked out position, right? Just like the strict shoulder press, she's gonna come back down, she's gonna dip, drive straight up, and press through. The push press is a stronger movement to help move more weight once we max out on our strict shoulder press. So this is a good push press.
So as you guys can see, Trevor has his barbell in that front rack position. The elbows are slightly in front of the bar. He is going to dip to initiate that lift, and then jump, drive, and finish with the barbell overhead. Remember guys, that little dip is not like a squat, so we're not squatting all the way down. We're using that little dip to initiate the power from the legs to help drive that barbell up. So you're squeezing the quads, you're squeezing the glutes, and again, that barbell will fly up once you use the power of your legs to get it to that landing position. Nice work. Okay guys, so we reviewed the strict press, the push press, and now we're going into the push jerk. This one's a little bit tricky, but it's a progression that is gonna help you guys really get underneath the barbell and then use the power from your legs to stand the bar all the way up. Trevor's gonna coach us through some tips to be able to get into that underneath the barbell position and then stand. I'm sure you guys will get it after a few tries of practice.
Yeah, so as Angela was saying, the push jerk is the last of the presses. This is for maximal load, and she's gonna demonstrate a good push jerk. So once again, as the other presses that we talked about, she's in that rack position. She's got the hands right outside the shoulders. Her feet are underneath her hips for that jumping position. And her elbows, this time, are gonna be actually a little bit higher. The reason we want the elbows a little bit higher is we wanna basically support that load on the shoulder, and we don't want that barbell to move at all as we dip and drive through this movement. So from here, I want you guys to think she's gonna just dip, jump, and punch. So I always tell people, think about dip, jump, and then punch the ceiling with the barbell, right? What that's gonna do is gonna help you with that timing. Go ahead again. Jump and punch. Good, and you notice how she's got 2 dips, right? So she's driving the bar overhead, the elbows are staying nice and high, she's landing underneath. Goal is to get those arms locked out, and then she's standing nice and tall to help finish that movement. So that is a good push jerk. Thank you, Angela. All right, guys, so we're gonna talk to you guys about the split jerk, all right? So we talked about strict press, push jerk. So now we'll talk about split jerk. So this is super common in the Olympic lifting world. We do it in CrossFit, but it's something that needs to be a little bit more touched on as far as practice, and the footwork can get kind of tricky, all right? So Angela here is gonna talk about, Angela here is gonna demonstrate the split jerk, right? So she brings it up again in that rack position, hands right outside the shoulders. Her feet are in that jumping position, so they're right underneath the hips, okay? Now, she's gonna dip and jump, but she's gonna split her feet, unlike the push jerk where the feet stayed underneath the hips, okay? So Angela, go ahead and jump and punch. Good, hold that position. Notice she's fully locked out, she's nice and low in that split, and she's got a nice solid stance when she landed. She's gonna bring that front foot back halfway, then the back foot meets it, and now she's back on center. Go ahead, come back down. Now she's ready for another rep, okay? She'll show you from the side here, same stance, feet underneath the hips, elbows nice and high. She's gonna jump and punch. Good. Front foot comes halfway back foot meets it, and she brings that barbell down. The reason we bring that front foot back first is it helps keep that load over the hips, right? If I bring my back foot up first, it's gonna shift that weight forward and we might lose that load overhead, okay? One more time. Good, front foot, back foot, and that is a good split jerk.
Okay guys, so we just finished up our movement instruction for the presses. Once again, my name is Angela Chuck. This is my husband,
Trevor Palmer.
And we are so happy that you were able to join us today. If you like our content, please follow, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and drop us a comment below. And remember, there's no time like the present to get started on your fitness journey.